Good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Central California. Coming to you early morning. It's on a Tuesday. It's about 5:45 a.m. and getting ready to do a power test. Engineering does a power test, so I'm in a little early today. So I'll probably still be recording this video when they do their power test. Hopefully all goes well. Engineering handles that. I'm not involved other than just a monitor. I come in to monitor my network equipment. So, and speaking of networks, I'm going to talk to you guys about a little project that got sprung on me last week. CIO comes to me and he says, "Hey, we've got this great idea. We're going to provide streaming movies to our patients and guests, so they can watch a movie while they're waiting for whatever, or a patient can watch a movie on their iPad, other than what's on the broadcast TV that we give them, or the the medical information videos that we send out to the rooms all the time." So yeah, he's got this idea to do this, and I always hate those discussions that start out with, "Hey, you got a second?" Because those end up being the most work ever. So anyway, he says, "Yeah, we want to set up a new Wi-Fi network, and they can connect to that Wi-Fi, and then they would just send them out to that streaming site, and that's it. That's all they can do." Okay. Oh, and we need this by April 1st, which is I'm going to be on vacation on April 1st. So, okay, great. Let me figure it out. So, what I did, let me share a screen here. 1 second. I'm going to share this. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry. I am sleepy and I'm trying to find dialog buttons. There we go. There it is. So I thought, okay, how can I do this? And basically, I'm going to use just the standard Visio drawings. Going out to all my APs, and I've got bunches of them out there. I got like 220 APs all over the campus. And we advertise different VLANs for different things. We've got a VLAN, for instance, for a device called Vocera, which is a little little device that they wear that they can press a button and talk, just like Star Trek. They can make phone calls or whatever from this little device. So we've got a Wi-Fi network for that. We've got a Wi-Fi network for, and let me use a proper term, wireless LAN, WLAN. That's what the controllers, that's what you set them up as. We've got one for medical devices. We've got one for, company-owned computers. We've got a guest network. Got an employee-owned devices network, which really they should be on the guest network. And really they are. They do get put on the same guest network. It's just a different method of authentication. But it is a different SSID. And that may change soon. So I had to add another one. So to make all that work, we've got all these various VLANs coming out to these APs. And where's the switch here? That's all I get is hubs? No switch? All right, we'll use a hub. So basically going out from all my switches to the APs, we got Ethernet lines, and over each one of these lines we have different VLANs. They'll be tagged at the at the AP. So there's like eight VLANs. Well, one of them was just sitting idling, unused. I had decommissioned that Wi-Fi network. 1 second. I never used to drink coffee. until I started making it myself, and I love it. So I had a VLAN that I wasn't using because it was an all Wi-Fi network that had been decommissioned. I said, okay, well, I can just repurpose that. So I went over here into my core network and switching network, and I renamed the VLAN. I renamed it on all 120 switches. That was actually the easy part, because renaming a VLAN is easy. And then to send it out to all the switches, I can just come up with a CLI script and just blast it out to all the different switches using XIQSE, which I discussed in a prior video about upgrading. So that was the easy part. The not so easy part was, oh, there's a switch right there. Hang on, let me get rid of this. Let's see, I want to use actual things here. Okay, that says that's a switch. This says this is a firewall, so we're going to need that too. All right, so the switch is connected to these things, my different switches. And I'm going to include the core network into the switching environment, let's say. We'll call it that. And then we've got our firewall. And then do we have a cloud in here somewhere? More shapes. Let's see, cloud. Hang on. I don't use Visio that often, so I'm kind of blundering my way through it. Network locations. Yeah, we'll use a network location cloud. There we go. Let's connect this. Let's go that way. And so this is going to be the internet. This is going to be my edge firewall. And this is going to be switching infrastructure. Sure. There we go. And then we've got the AP environment out here. AP environment. Okay, so that's basically what I was working with. And we had a spare VLAN that got reused out here. It actually did have layer 3 information on it. So what I did was remove the layer 3 info from it. So now we just got a layer 2 VLAN going everywhere. I extended this layer 2 VLAN over here to my firewall. And then on the firewall, I set up DHCP, the second DHCP server. So I've already got one out there for the guest network that's already there. I set up a second one for this new streaming network. Okay, let's see how this works. So I got this all extended out. And then, I also, in addition to setting up DHCP, I set up a NAT policy and firewall security policy that would allow inbound. Come on, get it together, man. So DHCP would give the clients their IP address. The NAT policy would tell them what IP address they're going to use once they go out to the internet. And security policy actually allows them out to the internet, basically. I'm oversimplifying because that's how I think. I think simply. So I said, okay, let me test this out. And I connected, well, first of all, I just connected my laptop up to a VLAN here on this switch. And yep, I was able to get to the internet. I was able to browse. Okay, good deal. So all of this stuff over here, all of this stuff is working. So next I went ahead and set up the WLAN, as they call it on the controllers, for this new network. Called it streaming. I know, creative. And I was able to connect to it and get out to the internet. Okay, great. Last piece of the puzzle is they wanted a, let's do another text thing here. Oops, where's text? There's text. They wanted like a splash page saying, you know, hey, thank you for joining our network, and we hope you enjoy your free video. So the splash page actually gets set up down here. Let me add another, what am I going to call this? Yeah, I'll use this server icon, the wireless controller. So the wireless controller is, it's actually a virtual machine. And it hangs out here in our Nutanix environment. And what's this thing called? It's VE6120. And it's basically you just download an appliance from Extreme and run the first time config on it, and boom, you got a wireless controller. Go start setting up your wireless LANs from there. So the splash page for this actually gets set up over here on this thing. And bear in mind, on this thing, we've already got a guest portal page. And the guest portal page, basically when they join the wireless network, it puts up a thing, you know, with all the legal disclaimers, you know, don't do anything illegal, we can monitor you, all that, and you click a little button that says, I agree, and then it sends them out to the internet, authenticates them, sends them out to the internet. So we wanted to try to set up a second splash page. Or basically, it's going to be a second guest portal page, really. And this time, you know, no I agree button, just put it up there for a few seconds and then forward me onto the internet. Well, here's the thing. It wouldn't work. And the reason why is, let me put another connector from here up to here. One of these is, here, no, I don't want you there. No, go away. One of these is management. And the other one of these is on the guest network, the guest VLAN. So we have two interfaces on the controller. One is management. All these APs are natively in the management VLAN, so untagged, as I would say, in extreme lore, extreme nomenclature. They're untagged in the management VLAN and then tagged in all the data VLANs. And this guest VLAN is basically the data VLAN. So the same VLAN is the same guest VLAN goes out to all these APs tagged, and it comes into here untagged on this interface. So this guest portal page is set up to use this one right here. So when we set up this new splash page, it says, oh, this one's already in use. What other interface would you like to use? Well, the only other interface is this one. Okay, well, what's wrong with that? Well, my management VLAN is on the same data VLANs I use in here. They're routable, you know, the routes are set up. There's a VRF set up in here for them. They can route to other VRFs. The guest VLAN, let me say what this is here. This is going to be for guest VLANs. So that's what's on there. And this is a 192.168.x.x. 192.168. I don't have set up any routes here. So how does it work? It's all layer 2. So the firewall controls DHCP. It's the default gateway. So you basically can't go anywhere but the firewall. And the firewall has a route in it saying you can't go anywhere but the internet. So this 192.168 network, let me add it here. Here, we'll do this. Let's make it look actual for reals here. That thing, you can't go anywhere. So the only options I had was either reusing the guest portal that I'm already using, in which case they'd have to click OK and move on. Management didn't want that. Or they could use the management interface, which is a 10 dot something. And that's 90% of the world uses 10 dot something on their internal networks, or 172 something. So basically, that's my portal page wasn't working. What I'm trying to say, and that's why, because this one was already in use. So we set up the other portal, the splash page. It was trying to go here, but there is no route from 192.168 to here, 10 dot something. So we were hemming and hawing over that when fortuitously our internet went down yesterday. We had thunderstorms in the area, and I suspect a lightning strike took out the. We have two ISPs, and I don't manage them. They're managed by the county. So the county gives me two circuits in here, one from one vendor, one from another vendor. And the primary vendor went down. It took about 3 minutes, but the secondary vendor kicked in. And then later they fixed the primary circuit and it failed back. So did what it's supposed to do, which was wonderful. Because I didn't need to do a thing. So anyway, that kicked me off the call I was on with. I was on the call with Extreme trying to get this all set up, and he was scratching his head trying to figure it out. I was scratching my head trying to figure it out, why this splash page wasn't coming up, and ultimately that's what we came up with. Is it the clients on this second guest network were trying to get over here to the management interface, and there was just no way for them to get there. So I would just get a blank screen, but then if I just moved over, opened up a new web page, I could go wherever I wanted, but no splash page. So the call dropped because of the internet outage, and I emailed the poor guy saying, "Hey, we've had an internet outage. I'm going to have to end the call for today." And so after I was relaxing, after finding out that the county was on it and they were taking care of it, boss calls me in. He says, actually both my supervisor and his boss call me in the office over there and said, "Hey, we want to ask you a few questions about wireless." Well, great. Now what? He said, "Yeah, we've been thinking about this whole streaming thing, and it sounds overly complex." I said, "Yeah, you guys are kind of making it complex." He goes, "And it's kind of burdensome to have a guest network and then say, oh, but if you want to stream, you got to go over to this other network." I said, "I agree." So now the upshot of that meeting, to cut to the chase and to make this long story shorter, too late, they said, "Why don't we just repurpose the whole guest VLAN to be both?" Oh, and I left one crucial thing out. I'm sorry. I am very sorry. I left one crucial thing out. So this one is our primary internet. We got another one that was going to be I'll call it our streaming internet because it's a new circuit that we're bringing in, just in the process of bringing it in, internet. Where's my connectment up? There we go, connect to that guy. All right, this is getting a little messy. So to backtrack, that second one I was setting up was going out here to the streaming internet. It wasn't going out to my primary internet. Actually, it was while testing, but I mean, once the secondary circuit was in, where it was going to go out to there. And yeah, so I was just testing it with the primary. There we go. There's the arrow. So they said, how much trouble would it be to just use this, our regular guest VLAN, and, you know, use that for guest access and streaming? Said, well, all it involves is me tearing out the work I've been doing for the past 3 days. And basically, we just make it available. We just tell them. He goes, well, but how do we redirect them to that? I said, well, let's say a guest just wants to get on to check Facebook or check their email. Do we want to force them to the streaming page? Oh yeah, good point. Said, why don't we just make it guest wireless? They can go wherever they want to go. But just put up some, like in the patient rooms or in the little waiting areas or whatever, put up a little sign that says, please feel free to enjoy movies on us at this website. Put the website there, or put a QR code up. They can scan it with their phone and it'll take them to that website. So, oh yeah, that's an idea too. So, yeah, well, let me know what you want to do. So yeah, now the idea after doing all of this here, we're going to get rid of this splash page idea. We're going to get rid of this second VLAN idea. We're going to use the regular guest VLAN. And we may even be getting rid of just the splash page. I think it should be there because, we need to release ourselves from liability. If somebody starts surfing porn on there or something, somebody gets offended, they can say, well, you were enabling it. You're an enabler. We need to say that, we're not going to stop anybody from doing that. Actually, I filter porn out. That was just an example. I'll be filtering that. But say they're doing something illegal, like, emailing their drug contact or whatever. I don't know. We just want to make sure we got legal liability protection. Nothing to do with that. If you're using our internet, you're on your own, buddy. So I think the guest splash page should still be there and still click and I acknowledge or I accept or whatever. Accept your terms. I find your terms acceptable. How about that? So anyway, that was the big to-do this week. So that makes it easier. So now, because I'm going to be on vacation in a couple of weeks, and they wanted this all done before I went on vacation, which is basically they want it done by the end of next week. So now all that needs to be done, and my supervisor can do that because he's a firewall guru. Is all he's got to do is take this guest VLAN, modify the NAT statement, modify the security policy, and just swing this interface. Here, I'm going to delete this because the circuit isn't in yet. All he's got to do is swing this interface over to here. Come on, you go up there. And it's done. They'll be using the new internet, and my existing users will use, I guess I should leave that there. Existing users will use that for their regular internet access. And that'll unburden a lot of what goes on this network. So there you go. That's like a few days in the life of a network admin. They come up with this new idea. You were never on any of the meetings where they were planning this. They never consulted you, just said, hey, make this happen. And then after they think about it for a few days, and they say, you know what? Never mind. So I'm just saying, as a network admin, expect to run into that. You other guys out there that are already network admins that just watch this channel for comic relief, you already know what I'm talking about because you've been there and done that. So anyway, that's all we got for this week, guys. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, leave a comment. Apparently there's an algorithm or something out there that this helps. It doesn't do much for me, but hey, they say every little bit helps. It's funny, I watch these other YouTube channels, and every once in a while they'll talk about how much they earn on YouTube, and they're talking, $1,000 or $2,000 a month. Okay, full disclosure, I earn about $100 every 2 months on these videos. So there you go. I monetize because, why not? But I'm not making money off of you guys, and I'm not trying to. Like I said, I just started this out as a service, mostly to the younger guys who are thinking about wanting to be a network admin, who are wondering, what do these guys actually do? Not what they teach you in school, but what do you actually do? And so I am a network admin. This is what I actually do. And if somebody else out there is a network admin, they may do completely different things. So this is just one reality in the network admin universe. God bless everybody. We'll see you all next week. Where's the darn button? There it is. Bye.